Welcome back. It's been a week. I hope it's been good for you. Today, I want to talk about a few interesting things I've learned from painting my nails. Sounds a bit like a LinkedIn post, doesn't it? With an intro that starts with, "Here's me channeling my inner Elle Woods from Legally Blonde." Or no, actually, that sounds like the intro to a TikTok video. But how do you tell the difference anyway? Everything you post is going to have a strong voice of your own, unless you're using AI, and I don't know if AI is evolved enough to the extent that it can mimic your voice and your individuality. I know many people are out there trying it or substituting AI for themselves, but that's not me. I prefer creating things out of the head that rests on my shoulders. AI is probably not going to be able to tell you what that phrase means. It's an original. It basically means I like using my imagination. So, getting back on topic, I have naturally elongated, cylindrical, and tapering nails, which requires some amount of artistry to paint well. And I just always assumed I was too clumsy to do it myself. So I chose the next best option, which is to pay someone to do it for me. And the compromise that went along with this decision was that I could afford to do it only like once in 2 months or before a special occasion. And I also had to be entirely dependent on the expertise of the nail painting professional. Now, taken out of context, these compromises are quite limiting, aren't they? But all of us live within certain contexts, and it's the context that validates the compromise. And that is why, perhaps, if you are not a nail enthusiast, you might be thinking, what's the point of spending on this unnecessary activity? Or even if you're a nail enthusiast, you might be thinking, well, why not just do it yourself? It's not rocket science. But these whys are all coming out of context, namely my context. For me to shed these compromises, I needed a tiny miracle in my mind, a shift in thinking from I can't do this and I can't help it to hey, it's my business and no one can handle it better than me. Fortunately, I did get to experience this miracle, and it was all thanks to my two good friends' frustration and an expensive bottle of nail paint, both of which were weighing heavy on my heart. See, I don't usually spend a lot on cosmetics, but this bottle of nail paint was really enticing, and I just had to have it on my nails. But I couldn't achieve this fulfillment without waiting for a special occasion and paying someone to do it for me. And the horror of horrors was that after just a few days of painting my nails, these strange lines and cracks started appearing all over them. And this happened repeatedly every time I used this nail paint. The expiration date on nail paints is about 3 years, and this bottle of mine sat on the shelf gathering dust for about 2 years with wide intervals between each application, till one day I decided to just chuck it. But before that, I wanted to give it one last try. After all, I had paid for it and it felt quite terrible dropping a half-full bottle in the trash. And that is how, for the first time, I applied myself to the task of painting my nails. I was careful and deliberate. I knew exactly the way my nails curved and which spots were likely to be missed. I was neither a customer nor a client. I was a person who was important to me. And you know what? When I did it, the paint never cracked. There was nothing wrong with the paint. It was all to do with the expertise, and it's too much of a tall order to expect somebody else to be an expert at something as complex as you. Only you can be mindful enough and resourceful enough to handle your affairs with expertise. Another learning from this experience is that for every situation, there is a solution and there is a person who can help you. And when you're taking charge of your own affairs, you will no longer seek the kind of help that makes you reliant on anybody. Rather, you will learn by example how to help yourself. Now that I was on my own with regard to nail care, I had to figure out how to avoid chipped nail paint because it does get messy trying to paint individual nails while using cotton swabs dipped in enamel remover. I racked my brain for a solution, and that's how I remembered seeing someone use a dip and twist no mess instant nail paint remover. Yeah, I just read that off the label on the product that I have here with me. This isn't a product ad though, so you'll have to Google the brand. Any case, the point is that I became helpable and more alert because I was seeking solutions. LinkedIn will tell you that you will find the best solutions when you start troubleshooting your own problems. Instagram and TikTok will tell you the same thing, coupled with striking visuals of DIY and premium nail art. And I'm telling you through personal experience that there is no greater motivator for creative solutions and personal growth than the pursuit of self-fulfillment. So slow down, take stock of what you have, what your resources are, and enhance them lovingly, mindfully, for these are very much part of you. They are your adornments, your signature attributes. And FYI, this was never just about painting your nails. Thanks for listening in. Have a good day.